So now we are live on YouTube. So let me share my screen. And more people are coming. I hope, and I strongly believe that everything is okay with my speaker, and he's going to be joined. Okay, now I see that I have already shared my screen, and I hope and strongly believe that you see my screen. So let me start. Okay, so welcome everybody, and as always, I'm starting with the following phrase, like "Let's learn," because the purpose of my meetup group is just to share knowledge, experience, and to learn something from our just meetup. By the way, I got a message from my speaker. He's also going to just get connected. So this is the ninth meetup in 2023 organized by my meetup group. Till now, it was called like Power BI, Excel and Innovative Education. I mean, Innovative Educators Meetup Group. But as of today, I'm just going to call it like Green Data Innovators Meetup Group because I'm much more interested in green education. So this is the reason that renamed my meetup group. So today's speaker is Tarigulu who is living in Hungary and who is business intelligence analyst and Microsoft certified trainer. And Tarigulu is going to overview of Power Platform products and is going to talk about benefits of integration of Power Platform products. Our meetup is live streaming on my YouTube channel. You can just type Ilgar Zarbaliev on YouTube, and you can find my YouTube channel where you can, if you want, of course, if you are interested, you can watch the previous recorded versions of my meetups. There are wonderful speeches that have been done, delivered by wonderful, say, speakers from all over the world. And I would like to talk a little bit about our meetup rules. As soon as our meetup ends, I will send an email where you will find the link for recording. And of course, two people today will be selected, will be awarded with 1 year free access for Enterprise DNA. So there will be an announcement about it. And of course, during the meetup session and also at the end of meetup session, you will have an opportunity for Q&A. And I would like also to give a little bit information about our next speakers. We have wonderful speakers. On November 24th, Hajar Hattabi from Japan is going to deliver a speech about data analytics. And in December, we'll have four speakers. One is Viknaraj Manogara Garaj. I hope I pronounced his surname correctly, from Sri Lanka, who is a regional lead of Microsoft and who is MVP and who is going to talk about Azure. And also we'll have on December 12th, Gulnara Albushova from USA, who is working on Capgemini company, on behalf of Capgemini company, and who's going to talk about her say, experience and the mistakes that she has done and doesn't want us to do it once again. And also, we'll have Ayan Shanor, who is Chief Executive Officer of Financial Modeling Institute from Canada. And this year is going to be closed by a wonderful speaker, Ozda Soloil from USA, who is going to talk about Camtasia. Camtasia is a screen recording program. And also, I would like to draw your attention to two books. The first one is Financial Modeling in Excel. The author of this book is Daniel Steinfaust from Australia. And the second one is Master Your Data. The authors of this book is Kempas from Canada and Miguel Escobar from Panama, who is working on behalf of Microsoft. I have translated these books, two books from English into Azerbaijan language. So, and these books are going to be available online, and you will have an opportunity to buy these books also. So, I would like to thank for your attendance for now, and I'm just going to stop sharing and let me check whether our speaker has connected or not. I don't see him, unfortunately. So I will take it an opportunity like to give a little bit information about the program that has been launched by Microsoft. And I hope and strongly believe that it will be useful. So there is a so-called program which is called Power Up program. Now it's ninth cohort, and this program is lasting for just 3 months. It means 12 weeks, and it covers the necessary information about Power Platform products. So Power Platform products, it means Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, Power Pages, and also Power Virtual Agents. So let me give a little bit information about this program. I have already registered for this program, and I have completed all of the 3 weeks information. I mean, firstly, you are starting with Power Apps. Power Apps is a low-code, no-code platform where you can build your, apps to increase the business efficiency of your company. And then you are starting with Power Automate. Power Automate helps you to automate the processes of your business, and thus you get more efficiency also. And whatever you are doing, you are collecting from these business processes like data, you're gonna to make the meaningful insights on business intelligence platform, so-called Power BI. And also you are going to learn Power Pages, where you are going to be able to build the necessary Power Pages. And also, the last but not least, the necessary information about Power Virtual Agents also is covered by this program. So you are going to fulfill all the tasks by just on virtual machines. So it means that whatever you are learning theoretically, you will have an opportunity to implement all this kind of stuff on a virtual machine. And there are labs and exercises that will help to improve your knowledge. So that's about the program. That's about the program. Yeah, Targuluba is also here. So I'm stopping. I'm very happy to see he
Hi.
hi. At the time, so Targul, I have already started and gave the necessary information about Power Platform products. So I'm just going to make you a co-host. So, and I'm stop sharing my screen. So it's your time. I mean, turn. So you can share your screen and go on giving us the necessary information about Power Platform products. I hope and strongly believe that you will be able to share your screen. So here you are, stage is yours.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. So let me share my screen. Okay. Is it visible?
Exactly. Yes.
Nice, nice. Thank you very much, dear Ilgar Malim, for inviting me for this lovely meetup meeting. I am Tarigulu Hasizada, currently joining from Baku, but in general, I live in Budapest and work at Wizz Air as accounting manager. And I try to do my best to learn Power Platform and its products and implement them at my daily work. So today I will talk about the power of integration in Power Platform. so environment. So as Ilgar Melli mentioned during the drawing the outline of this meeting, we will talk about the general Power Platform, generally about Power Platform and what it is, how we can benefit from it, and its different components. And in the end, a small overview how we can benefit from these by implementing, basically. So, first of all, what is Power Platform and what types of products are included in this solution by Microsoft? So, as you may know, Power Platform includes Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, Power Pages, and three main supporting ecosystems, I would say, which are the data connectors itself, so to get data from different sources, AI Builder, and Dataverse. So we will start with Power BI, the one of the famous tool in Azerbaijan and all over the world. So Power BI is actually, you can see here, the first component and the most known component, which is serving the purpose of, first of all, visualizing the data, but it has more capabilities than just visualizing. So you can prepare the data there, so you can save it to the cloud, so you can prepare different reports, share it, build data models, so write DAX formulas or M formulas. So you have a lot of options actually to work with data. So sometimes you can hear that, it's just Power BI tool for building reports. No, it has more part of it. So maybe in the upcoming minutes we will discuss more. So one thing I would like to know is about the audience itself. Maybe Ilgar Malim also can help me, because it would be great to know like with whom I am talking and how frequently we are using these tools. So I see one familiar face or the name Ilçin Bey, but I see others as well. So if someone kind of be volunteer and just share how frequently you use Power Platform products or how familiar you are, just to know each other better, that would be perfect. Better dialogue than monologue, I would say. So,
Okay.
is
If you
there
don't mind, I can
anyone?
start.
Yes,
I
maybe
can. Okay.
very quickly.
Yeah. And others, thus I think I will motivate others to answer to be yeah. Okay. So actually, now in Azerbaijan, uh, as far as I know, two business intelligence products are widely used. The first one is Power BI, the other one is Click. Actually, Gartner defined, I mean, gave the first three places for these products. The first one is taken by Power BI, then Tableau, and then a Click. Power BI is great. Why? Because if you are working on, say, if you are going to work with thus products like Power Apps and Power Automate, actually there are a lot of programs, I mean vendors that also deliver this kind of services. But if, for my opinion, it's better to implement, to use Power Apps, Power Automate, and also Power BI together. Actually, I'm not using Power Apps now. I hope and strongly believe that after completion of my Power App program, I will be able to use three together. But I'm using Power BI with Power Automate, and I'm very happy. So this is what I'm doing in my
That's
yeah.
that's great. Yeah, if there is someone who wants to share their experience or opinion, more than welcome. If not, you can join upcoming minutes. So, but thank you very much again. So regarding the second product, which is very famous and handy if you want to basically in the first place to collect inputs, Power Apps. So Power Apps is great choice, as I mentioned, so you can build your own application and just uh, go live in very short time. Of course, you have to learn the new world, I would say, because Power Apps it helps you to write advanced solutions, but initially it's very good place to start. And it comes with Microsoft 365 license as well. So in general, the environment uh, is, I would say, very familiar. So you have more or less the same look, so you will not feel lost when you start building applications. So you can build canvas applications, model-driven applications, which is depending on your problem. But mainly people start building canvas applications, which is the simplest one. And you can have multiple pages and different functionalities like drop down, etc. So as Ilgar mainly mentioned, so if you want to learn Power Apps and Power Automate, etc., so you should join this Power App program by Microsoft, where you can learn different types of functionalities. Also, Microsoft Learn can be your great help. Of course, there are great community members like Reza Dorani and others who spread the word about Power Apps. So more than anyone, so you can follow them and watch their videos as well. But in general, to have a simple idea, so you can build your applications from Excel data, SharePoint data, or SQL. So it's very flexible, and you even have somewhere the templates here, so to test and basically explore the capabilities of Power Apps. And we will mention about this functionality, but in general, this Power Apps is able to integrate with different tools like Microsoft Teams, Power BI, Power Automate, and others. So it's very flexible to have this integration. So feel free to explore and get benefit from it. And of course, regarding the benefits overall, so creating the product on your own is one of the benefit. So you don't need to be like software developer or something with your like basic, I would say, the business knowledge and some IT background, so you can start your own app. I can tell from my own experience when I joined BP in 2021, I didn't know anything about Power Apps, but in very short time I could learn. And after 5, 6 months, I developed customer ticketing solution, which is still used and applied in different departments. So it was ticketing app. People could create tickets and kind of see the status, and then when it is resolved, so they would get some notifications, etc. So my experience had started like this, so I believe you can do the same. But of course, licensing part and the more advanced solutions require more investment about learning and trying and finding the optimal solution. But in general, you connect to the data, you use very simple, like not very simple, but easy to understand language to write some codes. And these applications can be used from tablets, mobile phones, and personal laptops. So this is overall about the Power Apps, and comes here the Power Automate. So Power Automate is most probably familiar to many of you, but I will tell my own perspective about it. So you can automate cloud, I would say, activities using Power Automate, and it has integrations with different data sources and with different tools. As I mentioned, you can integrate it with Power BI or like uh, Power Apps and other sources. So the logic how it is working is easy to understand again, but it has its own language, which is called expressions. So you can write different expressions. And I have to remind you one thing, that recently the Copilot has been added to almost all of these Microsoft tools. And if you want to do easy start and learn how the logic works behind it, so you can actually use Copilot, which is presented here. So I will mention about it as well. But in general, how Power Automate works, so you have here the create option. You can select one of the few, I would say, or more than enough uh, types to make your flow. You have automated cloud flow, instant cloud flow, scheduled cloud flow. So from the name, it's easy to understand. So you can basically schedule your flow to occur at certain frequency or automate it. So it can be triggered by a specific event. So I think it gives you the idea that Power Automate is working on triggers and actions. So before going to the inside, I would like to mention two things. If you are starting recently, so you should go through the templates and just roam around and look at different scenarios. Let's say you want to automate something in Power BI, so you should just search for Power BI and you can see different options which can be automated and has been automated by various users. So let's say let's just find one and for example send a Teams message from Power BI, or periodically email a Power BI scorecard status, or create task or something. So how should be your approach when you are just recently starting and you want to use Power Automate for your any business problem or challenge? So of course you should define your problem statement very well and understand what you are going to do. Then either you can select from the list, or the most similar case to your problem. Let's say, I don't know, you think that this template is similar to your problem, so you can select this one and work on it later. Or you can create from scratch. I don't know what is it, but you can see here you have to name your flow here, like test flow, or even you can skip it. But here you have different offers. So let's say we start from very scratch, and you have here, let's say, SharePoint related task. So here you can see triggers and actions. So trigger is the something which needs to happen in order something to take action. So when an item is created, for example, so you have to provide the site location and list name. I don't know, let's say this one, Zen Playground, and here we have this, and then, but it's interesting. What is this here? Then you add the step. So the step should be basically the action. And you can see you have different control actions. You can see here, apply to each, do until, and switch, terminate, a lot of possibilities. Or let's say you want to send just simply email. So you have send an email action. So why not to use it? So, and how it works, you have test and then save and then just test again. And if it works fine, then you can deploy it and use it for your cases. We will leave it, and I don't know what it was, but in general, I would like to show this Copilot, which I had tried and it was really nice. So you write something and to yeah, it was like this. I want to send email to specific person every day. Very simple. And let's see what it will create while we are waiting. Okay, you can see it has a suggested flow. The trigger will be like recurring and send an email. So let me try to use it. So it is checking the access, etc. And this is something created for you. So the details are here. So basically you can benefit from Power Automate as well. So if you have something happening repetitive and you need to get rid of it. And keep in mind that Power Automate also has Power Automate desktop version, which is free for Windows 11 users. And if you learn it, it will lead the way to RPA, robotics process automation, which is one of the newest roles or the areas you can focus on. And also Power Platform has certification for this, so you can just investigate and maybe you can find something useful around it. So this was about very, very basic information about Power Automate. And I would like to know if anyone has any problem. We have new people, I believe, but if you have any question, you can stop me and ask any question or comment, but we will continue exploring. Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. I would like here to ask one question. Let's imagine that we are going to implement all three products together. I mean, Power Apps, Power Automate, and also Power BI. But instead of Power Automate, I would like to use any other, say, software of a program of other vendor. We know that there are a lot of programs. I mean, that helps us to automate the process. What's your opinion? How will they work together? Imagine that you have Power Apps, Power BI, and
Hmm.
other, let's say, a program that gives us automation service.
Hmm.
I hope I could explain my question. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So uh, I know a couple of uh, vendors like automation everywhere or actually integrate full integration between these vendors and the Microsoft products, but I believe there will be some ways to integrate. Uh, as I said, I don't know how they will be working together, but it wouldn't be a problem from the business perspective. So not all the projects or challenges require these three tools working together. So from that perspective, I would say that that wouldn't be a big problem, but I would be glad to know the other opinions. Maybe someone has already such case, you can share. Because in my case, I have used a couple of times these three tools together, like Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power BI in one project. But anyone who has used like, external to this family, so feel free to share your experience. Maybe Ilgar Malim, you also had some information.
I'm a Microsoft lover, so
Mhm.
I don't prefer using other products. So that was the reason that I asked you. Okay, we can go on. Thank you.
Yes, of course. And uh, let me just continue. So here we will shortly stop at Power Virtual Agents because to my understanding and based on my experience, this tool has been kind of very specific to the business problem. So I remember a couple of times we had this idea at BP to use for small tasks, but in general, it was never happening. But what is Power Virtual Agents? So if you want to automate the process of ticketing or chatbot creation, so you want to serve your customers better, so Power Virtual Agents lets you to create such solutions. Again, here the focus of Microsoft is to have like this idea of citizen developers who develop these solutions at very minimum cost or with minimum resource, I would say. But of course, still it has again very tricky situations that when they say no code, low code, it doesn't mean that it is very easy or you can create very simple solutions. So actually they have their own ecosystem and you can create advanced solutions as much as you can. So basically it's depending on your knowledge and how fast you learn these tools. But in general, Power Virtual Agents is for chatbots and similar scenarios. I will not stop very much on this topic. And I will move to the new solution, or pretty new, I would say, solution by Microsoft, which is Power Pages. And Power Pages lets you to create web pages for your businesses, which is targeted to external users. So I had opportunity to test it. It has almost like similarity to somehow the WordPress or other web page builders where you can add pages and edit different blocks, but still it is first a bit outside tools, so you need to have a different licensing for this one and for the Power. Okay, the Power Virtual Agents. But if you have such cases where you need to have external facing website for your customers, so you should check Power Pages and maybe build a unified solution. But of course, we will continue something which is close to Power Apps and Power Automate, sometimes Power BI. So we have this opportunity many times to see the Dataverse. So at Wizz Air, I had once opportunity to start a project which was uh, utilizing Dataverse to build a solution. And overall, maybe it's not like a correct definition, but Dataverse is like a database, but it's not a database at the same time. So you can bring different sources, multiple sources together and store them there. You have standard tables, and you can utilize the standard tables for your solutions. So as here, you can read, you can manage data from multiple sources and integrate that data in business applications using a common data model. So Dataverse is like advanced tool, I would say, to store your data. And also it is, again, it has the separate licensing, so you should be aware of that. You cannot find it everywhere, because at BP, for example, we needed to have solid business request to have access to that Dataverse capabilities to create tables there, etc. But once you have it, so you can create better solutions, basically. So example which I would uh, like to share is from Wizz Air, and there we basically had Power Apps solution where we would collect the data and store it in Dataverse, and then it would be linked to the SQL server. So that was the solution we had came up with, and then we could basically utilize it or build a report based on it. So Dataverse can be used in such scenarios or more advanced scenarios. So I would like to know if we have any. Okay, these are the links. Okay, no problem. And we move to the
Before moving, I'm sorry for interrupting you, Tarigulu Bey.
Mhm.
Kumar Tombre is asking whether do we require any language specification to learn Power Pages? There's a question. So
Let me
yeah.
any language specifications. So it means like, do we have any like
If
language barrier, or if Kumar can tell us more about the question.
Hey, hi, thank you so much.
Hi,
Just want to
Kumar.
know is any language specification like C, C++ or
Ah, that
ASP.NET?
uh,
okay.
I, I think I think no. So as I didn't have such a case, but I believe that would be helpful for you after some time to know web development related like languages. Uh, but here the target is so to have this low code, no code environment. So in the beginning, that might not be the requirement, but would be helpful, I would say. But you should check how they require it.
Uh, if you don't mind, I would like to add
Thank you.
something, Mr. Tarkulu.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
In our in our job, for example, we are using different methods to extract data from different, say, data source. I mean, from different platforms, or connectors, so on and so forth. Now, our developers they have developed some codes. They have written some codes,
mm.
which our management found very useful. What I'm just trying to tell you, anyway, any language knowledge is a plus. So if you have
Mm-hmm.
knowledge of some language, it's of course asset. So it will help you.
Yes.
I mean, it will help you to work better. I mean, better. So, but
Yes, yes.
as Targulbay mentioned, it's a no-code, low-code platform, so it must not be mandatory to have a specific language knowledge. So sorry for interrupting you.
Yes, I would definitely agree with you because uh, uh, I I can share one example and everything was going fine, and I remember adding a simple text box to my application, giving information about like how to use this tool. And imagine like I had to use actually HTML in the end, which I never used. I wouldn't imagine that while building simple page and putting very simple information, I would need HTML. Or in Power Automate, very simple case, you need to send data, like imagine this scenario. Someone created ticket and you want to send multiple people, hey, look, someone created ticket, request is this, and owner is this person, their comments are as below, etc. And you need to send it in table format. Of course, there is this table, convert to table, etc. actions in Power Automate. But back in time, I had used again HTML table creation methods or table tags to execute or to achieve this requirement. So again, these tools, as I mentioned in the beginning, they say no code, low code. First, they have their own languages like PowerFX, etc. But as you know, even in Power BI, people use HTML, or SharePoint, they use HTML and even advanced CSS, etc. So to basically achieve better look or better solutions. So as Ilgar mentioned, any language is plus, so to achieving better goals, basically. So I experienced it. I believe you will have the same. You should just start. And here, actually, the Copilot is not part of the Power Platform. It's not going like this, that Copilot is the tool part of the Power Platform, but it is integrated AI into all the tools. So I wanted to let everyone know about this tool and maybe use it better. So where can you see this tool? In Power Apps, Power Automate, we saw, and we have it where? We have it in Power BI as well. I hope the participants also know where it is, and I would like to ask if they can let me know if they have any idea where this tool is, like İlçin Bey or Günay Hanım or others. So do you have any idea where we can see these tools in Power BI? So maybe sometimes utilize. So I was just going around and I saw that we have this Copilot everywhere. So it's integrated to the Edge browser and others, which I showed you. But in Power BI, you have also this tool, but it needs to be activated basically, but in quick measures. As you remember, in the beginning, we had like just quick measure and calculations, but now you have these suggestions. It's not active for me for known and unknown reasons, but you have it here, so you can ask, I want to this type of calculation, and Power BI kind of will provide you something, but alert that you should be careful. It doesn't mean that it is optimal, it is serving 100% the purpose. Just be aware that there is such tool, Copilot everywhere, so you can utilize it to either start learning or to just apply something which you don't know. So this is a great tool. And I would come to very important topic, which is AI Builder. Again, it's a premium tool, so you might not see it regularly, but it is inside the Power Apps. So if you, let me see how we can get rid of it. So when you are in, yeah, this is also, I believe, taking us to the same window. inside the Power Automate and Power Apps, you can see this AI builder. I will go to Power Apps as well. So with the help of AI builder, so you can use predefined tools for different scenarios. You should explore, because as a citizen developer or functional consultant or whatever you consider yourself, the first step is to just check everything which is possible to do and then decide, because some of them are premium, maybe business owner doesn't want to pay for it, but at least they should know that we can do some activities using Power Automates or Power Apps AI Builder. So here you can see document related activities like document processing or text or images like OCR, etc. So you can build or customize or utilize these models which are already built. So AI Builder is serving this purpose. And here you have AI Hub, which is taking you to the same location inside Power Apps. So you have also different models here. I believe I don't have here, but here AI models, the similar sources. So overall, we should go back to the beginning before coming to the example. So the Power Platform is a powerful tool indeed, and it has this Power BI, Power Apps, Automate, Virtual Agents, and Pages, and AI Builder and Dataverse. So if you are wise enough to combine them and integrate them together, so you can get better solutions. So what are these integration opportunities? So I would like to talk about Power BI and Power Apps integration, but we have other integration possibilities as well, like Power BI, Power Automate, and others. So you should check yourself. And before checking this example, I would like to ask again if anyone has any question or recommendation. Maybe we missed something or we said something wrong. So you can ask freely and get some feedback.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tarigulu. And really, I found it very informative, very, I appreciate. So,
Okay.
of course, I believe that if anybody has questions, please be so kind as to ask. So taking it an opportunity, also, I would like to give one good news. Actually, I'm organizing meetups on monthly basis, and on monthly basis to lucky attendees are awarded with 1 year free access for enterprise TNA platform. So as I have not organized meetup on October, so it means and on September, so it means that 4 people of today's meetup will be awarded with 1 year access free of charge. So if you don't mind, I would like to share my screen and show just giving a little bit information about say this platform. So here you can find say let me I'm sorry, yeah, I hope you see my screen. So this is enterprise TNA platform. So first of all, you can assess your skills from say learning center. There are assessments, and you can find the necessary assessments regarding Power Platform products, including Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and also some assessments are about other products. And these questions are just generated, randomly, and there are 24 questions, so you can assess your skills. Then, what I would like to offer you from Project Center, you will have an opportunity to solve some workouts about R language, SQL, Power BI, Power Apps, Power Platform, as you may see, so on and so forth. And also from said courses, you will find the necessary information about Power Platform products, including PL300, and you can prepare yourself for the necessary exam. So, and there are also real exam questions in this course. So, the reason I'm sharing this information with you just is to give you the good information news that 4 people will be randomly selected from attendees list of today's meetup, and they will be informed via our meetup group. So sorry again for interrupting you, Mr.
No problem
Tarigulu.
at all.
So
No problem.
yeah,
Thank you very much. So we can, I
thank you.
believe, yeah, I will share a quick demo how you can use Power BI and Power Apps and how I have seen it is used in real life. So how it is beneficial for the businesses to use this integration. So when we say integration, we can understand two things. First, so let me share my screen again. So our attendees can understand this integration in two meanings. First, you are starting with, for example, Power Apps and then sending data to Power Automate, and this data is going to, let's say, SharePoint, and then you build visualization on top of it using Power BI. So it's also kind of integration, but we can also mention about the specific type. Maybe it's in-app integration. So basically, in one solution, you use another solution. So here, solution means, for example, inside Power BI, so you use Power Apps, or inside Power Apps, you embed Power BI report and show data to users. And the same applies for Power BI and Power Automate. So in my case, you can see here we have Power BI, Power App Studio, and here you can see that the Power BI visual has been embedded on Power Apps, or vice versa. You can see here the visual and Power Apps is inside Power BI. So just this is visual demonstration, so I will show you the Power BI and Power Apps in no time. So here you can see again the visual, which is made in Power BI, but you have this button, Power Automate button, which is helping you to automate the task. This is also in app, but also I want to use this opportunity before moving to why I hope I can hide it somewhere. Oh, yes, no. Okay, good. So here, and when you go to Power Automate, so you will see that you can not only add Power Automate button to your visuals, but you can also utilize some actions and triggers related to Power BI. So I want this opportunity to show you, because you can automate as you saw before. So when you search Power BI, you will see a lot of triggers and a lot of actions. So I believe you understand the terminology, like the goal, what is goal, or etc. But we have some triggers regarding that here. Also actions. So let me see. Yeah, export the file for Power BI report. It requires premium, but still you can use it, or add rows to the data set, or etc. So One of the famous is this one, export to file for Power BI reports. So people basically automate this task. So Power Automate can take the report, export it to PDF or something, and send it to certain people via email. So this is one of the good reasons you can use Power Automate and Power BI. But now, let me show you one example I just built for demo purposes, and it would help us to understand the logic, and it can be our gain from today's meeting. And maybe it can be inspiration for someone to use in their own tasks. And meanwhile, I want to tell that to use these tools, you need to have proper licensing, etc. So make sure you have everything set up. So this is very simple, I would say, Power BI report. Even it's not a report, it's just one table, visual, and one bar chart or column chart, how stacked bar chart. So how Power BI calls it, and one visual, which is Power Apps visual. So how you start? So you have here the visuals, and in the very end you have Power Apps for Power BI and Power Automate for Power BI. So usually when you want to edit, so you select the tool or the visual here. You struggle a little bit to put it into correct space, and then of course in new on object or interaction, so you have this data here, so you need to add some data. So what do you want to add? So I had category ID and product name, so you need to add some data, and of course you can select it and change the aggregation, and you will see that here it talks to you. Basically choose an existing app or create a new one. Power App Studio will open in a new browser tab. So if you have any app already built, you can use it, or you need to create a new one. So this is the a starting point, how you move towards. So you get very long link like this, and you select A. While it's opening, I would like to show you how it can kind of help you, how this integration can help you. Basically, inside one view, without leaving the visual or report, users can provide some input or maybe edit something, or based on the situations, they can provide some comments. Of course, it will not be live, but still they can edit something or look for something. And why I had added here category ID, which is here, it's because I want to show one of the famous capabilities, which is responsiveness of this app to other visuals. So for example, here I have category ID 8, and you can see it was filtered as well. And actually, this is the same products here. Or like we have here 6 products, like Alice Mutton, etc. So this app is actually responding because they kind of get the data from the same source. And here app is responsive. So even if nothing is selected, you can use this app. So here, this is just header, and when I select it, it is showing very, very simple information, the information about the selected item. But still, imagine how advanced solutions you can build on top of it. So this gives you an idea how they can be basically together. But when you open like that link, and it gives you the basically this window, and what you have here is Power BI integration. So Power BI integration is bringing all the data to Power Apps, and from here you can build your solutions. So you can add galleries or other sources, and then you need to save and publish, and here your app will be visible. What if you want to go back and edit your application? So somewhere you should have this link that telling you can go. Hopefully it will be visible. If not, yes, this is the one. So one of the things I don't like about this integration is it's sometimes slow and it's sometimes not responsive, but still working good. So we can leave it. But here we can open the existing solutions and check how it looks like. And it would be great to know if someone has used this integration before, or Power Apps, Power Automate, Among Us, or do you have any opinion? Do you want to make any comment? So feel free while we are opening it, because after that, we will conclude our presentation if it opens properly. If not, that's fine, but your apps anyway will be here. It's the same, and let me see if I can open from here. It is opening here as well. It can be sometimes slow. And in one of the scenarios, how I had used this solution for Power BI. So imagine we had one report, and for this report, I wanted to have on the first page of the Power BI report kind of gate which will check who is who, basically. So who is looking at the report? And using Power BI, it is hard to see. Of course, we have row level security, etc. But I wanted to direct people to different pages based on their rights. So for the first page, I had actually added Power Apps page. It was checking the person's credentials, and if they had access to certain pages, so that page link would be activated and that button would be visible, and then they would click and go to that specific page. So it can be used in this scenario as well. And yes. Okay, Kumar says that Power Automate we use in our Power BI report for refresh the dataset. Yes, of course. That's one of the options. Even from Power BI button, you can trigger this type of activities. And I hope it opened, and I am here. And I want to show a little bit sneak peek how this Power Apps Studio is working, or what you can see here. So you can see that we have one screen. Of course, your application will be consisting of different screens, and the main data is coming from Power BI integration. You have one screen, you have label, and actually two labels. Of course, it's better to name your labels and all very clearly in the end of your project, which you add from here, like input, display, etc. And we have one gallery. Gallery is one of the famous components in Power Apps, which is used to show the data. So basically, how we see the data here, it's thanks to the gallery. Gallery is requiring the source, which is Power BI integration.data. and this rectangle is just a background. So here for the labels, you can see the gallery selected, category ID. So from this gallery, when it is selected, the item is selected. So you want to see the ID. And here you can see the gallery selected product name. So you see the product name. So it is working like this. And I guess this button is not doing anything in this case because I haven't assigned anything, but you can assign different actions to the buttons. That's why you have properties here on select, hover, do we have on hover? No. On select, yes, on select, this one. So which tells what to do. So that was the basic part of this Power Apps, and then you can publish it and use it as you want. So I believe that's it. The same experience can be done using Power Automate. So which would be here, the Power Automate button. So you need to add it, and you need to add data to it and then start building your flow. So I'm not going to do it, but you can try yourself if you have such task. So that's it from my side. I hope it was helpful to get some understanding about these tools and their integration opportunities. And what I like about these tools is that they are like hair. So you can find one tool in another solution. Like in SharePoint, you have Power Automate, Power Apps, and in, I don't know, Power BI, you have Power Apps and Power Automate, and you can find one in many places. So that's why it's motivating as well to learn more about these tools and build better solutions. So thank you very much for having me today. It was a great honor to talk in front of like more than 10
Thank you.
brilliant minds. So thank you very much, Ilkar Mellim,
Thank you
for
very much.
inviting me.
Malim is a little bit sounded different for our foreign attendees. Okay, thank you very much,
Master.
really. Stuff. Actually, I have one question, Mr. Tarigulu. But before asking my question, I just would like to kindly inform that I have written some sources, links where people can get information. Actually, Tarigulu also mentioned about Reza Dorani's link. I added Rada Cards and also April Dunham's links. So would be, I think it does work to explore also these links. Targul Bey,
Yes.
as we may know that PowerX functions are used in Power Apps, right? So for the beginners, in what context should they know these functions? They must go deeper, or just as it's yeah.
Yes, yes. So I believe so for me how it worked. So mostly used like functionality. So they should look at from this point. So you should define like 10 mostly used actions or scenarios and learn those functions. For example, the navigation. Navigation is a very important part of any application because you need to navigate different pages, and when you navigate, something should happen, etc. This should be one navigate function, for example. Or while you are navigating, you should sometimes create variables. So let's say here, I will show you this set, which I remember like this function. So if you approach from this perspective, it would be better because there are like maybe 10 functions that collect, clear collect, or etc. So which is linked to one another, and that would be helpful. So basically, how you create variable, how you create virtual table, how you navigate, how you change the property of different elements like buttons, etc., based on conditions. So how you write if formulas, even the switch option, switches like with function, for example, I remember there should be like this. So rather than focusing on, okay, I will learn simple ones and then move towards harder functions, I guess in Power Apps, it's better to go with scenario-based approach and learn, let's say, 10 scenarios. And I guess one source which is really nice is SP Guides something. There is such website, SharePoint Guides. I will show you. So they have this scenario approach. So there is this website. I guess you know who is running this. I'm not familiar like 100%, but it has been very useful for me because he is explaining based on the scenarios. So that approach can be better. And one thing, if you want to learn Power Apps better, you should pay attention to this as well. This so when you select this element, you have properties here. So if you better understand these properties, you will have better solutions. So this is applicable for app itself, because for the app also you have different properties. So I believe it will be helpful.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Last but not least, I would like to ask one question, and then I would like to end today's meetup.
Of course.
As we may know that there are, Microsoft has great documentation where you can learn the necessary information, knowledge regarding Power Platform products and docs, right? But Microsoft also launched Power Up program. I know that we are both participating in ninth cohort. I think I pronounced this. So,
Yes.
What's the difference? So, why should people join to this Power Up, program, not follow, say, docs.com? So, what can be the reason?
Actually, so it is a very good question. So
And so once again, so let me add one thing. And while you are studying a Power Up program, there are always links to these docs.
yes,
Documentation.
yes,
So
yes. That was also my observation. So I kind of got confused why I'm here. Because I opened this cohort and I already, so while I was at BP, I almost studied most of these modules, learning modules, and they were familiar to me. And when I followed this link, so for the participants of this call, so basically Power Up program gives you selection of the tutorials, and you just follow the link and finish and do exercises, etc. I was kind of surprised, so I was expecting a bit different stuff. But when I saw that I am directed to the link, which I studied like recently or 2 years ago, something, of course, it's good to refresh your knowledge, but I don't know. Maybe the live Q&A sessions are the best part of this. Maybe they are motivating you to study and ask questions to create different culture. But I agree with you that most of the learning material is already existing somewhere. So
yeah, exactly. Thank you. What I would add, first of all, you are going to be awarded with one exam voucher, if I'm not mistaken. That can be one of the reasons. The second one
yes, of
is
course.
you are going to get, of course, upon successful completion of this program, you are going to get a certificate, and which is going to be published on Credly. And this program covers everything. I mean, all Power Platform products. And as you mentioned, okay, there are Q&A, live Q&A session, and it gives you an opportunity to be directly involved, connected with April Dunham and Anna Sokar, or I don't remember her surname. So with this kind of people, and of course there are more, stories about, I mean, of people who have done great job. So these are the reasons. Okay. So with your permission, I would like to stop live streaming on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Mr. Tarigulu. Really, I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So
thank you very much.
Really, thank you. So